Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. I'm finally ready to do this. So let's watch it.
Greetings from Michigan. You might be wondering, why am I in Michigan?
Oh hell no. Let me get to a good part.
So I first did a biscuit test
Okay.
on my old country Brazos back in the day. I had seen people use bread and they see how evenly it toasts, but I had some biscuits in the fridge. I didn't have any bread, so I used biscuits, and I wasn't aware that it was a thing, and maybe it wasn't a thing. I don't know, but I've seen people do the biscuit test all over the place since then, and so I thought, let's go ahead and do some biscuits because you get to see how they rise as well as how dark they get, because both of those are an indication of the heat, because temperature and heat are not the same thing. So it's a very important thing.
Temperature and heat are not the same thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I have nothing to say about that. Okay, let's keep going.
That everybody needs to understand, because heat is going to be the total amount of energy and temperature is a measure of the
I don't know. He's about to go into some stuff I don't really understand.
average kinetic energy of the particles of a substance. You don't have to know all the intricacies of that, but know that temperature and heat aren't quite the same thing. So we're going to keep an eye on both using these biscuits. So I'm going to fill up the Franklin pit, the TMG Volunteer, and the Goldie's pit with biscuits.
Woo! Go Goldies, go Goldies.
And we're going to see how evenly things cook. So the directions on here say to cook between 325 and 350. So I'm going to keep all of these smokers at an indicated temperature of about 325 degrees. And we're going to see how evenly they cook.
Huh. 325, that seems like kind of high. 325. But I think it should be okay. On the Goldie's smoker at least. Like I mean I would cook at 325, but I mean not for like 6 hours, but if you got to go to 325, you got to go to 325. All right, let's go.
Oh! First up, the TMG Volunteer, and it has 2 racks.
I have no experience with this pit. I have nothing about this pit, so I'm not really going to have much to say about it. But I am interested in looking at it and seeing what's going on. I mean, I'm interested in this stuff too. I like it. So let's keep watching.
I'm going to need extra biscuits for this. Thanks, Walmart. 2 should be good.
A lot of people are saying we should put the double rack in the Goldie's pit, but I mean, I don't know. I kind of like the single rack. I mean, the top rack usually just cooks too hot. I mean, we'll see in this video. We'll see what these biscuits look like.
And then we'll check on it. Next up, the Goldie's pit.
Woo! Let's go Goldies! Should be optional.
Right here you can see where the heat was coming out before the addition of the water pan. So we added a water pan, so hopefully that helps things out. And
so the Goldie's pit actually is going to come with a water pan. I think he has some different water pan in there, but it comes with a little tiny like bread pan, but we're going to use it as a water pan. So it just kind of stops that initial direct heat coming right down the middle. But I mean, you can have water in it. You can't, no matter what. I mean, you can use it. You don't have to use it. But I think it'd be nice for most people to just kind of have a water pan to kind of, block that initial heat coming right down the middle.
We're going to go over how we have each of these set up in a minute here. We'll put one on that side, one over here.
That's pretty close up. I mean, that's right. That's really, really close to that hole coming out. Yeah, that's definitely not the water pan that the Goldie smoker is going to come with. So just keep that in mind.
There.
Can y'all buy some more damn mugs for this guy? I mean, that's 9 biscuits. Come on. We did 55 biscuits on. We did 55. You know.
Lastly, we have the
12.
And if we have any extra biscuits. If we have any extra biscuits, well,
Jalen actually had this issue too when he was doing the biscuit video for Goldie's. He kept saying briskets, and it was super funny. Like there's so many takes of him saying briskets. It's really hard
Throw them probably on the
not to.
Goldie's Pit because it could use a couple more, but we got pretty good coverage. So let's see. All the way in the back. That.
This is going viral.
Ah,
But you know what
sorry,
should go
y'all.
viral? The fact that Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader
What do I
lets you
do? What do I
personalize
do for
monthly
this, dude? I
payments
just want
for
to
all
react to
your
the video,
buys.
dude. I don't want to watch the ads
Drop us a
either.
like.
You gon' do it again.
I know everything about my new furniture business. Well, everything except the whole business part.
Not anymore. With QuickBooks, you can confidently manage your business. New business, no problem. Success starts with Intuit QuickBooks.
How many? Do y'all like when I pause it a whole bunch and start talking? Oh, that's a beautiful looking smoker right there. That's a good looking smoker. Yeah, I need to get ad-free YouTube. How do you get ad-free? You can do that? YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, right? Premium.
Let's do a rundown of the smokers. First up is the TMG Volunteer. I believe the base price on this is $4,500. And let me say this at the outset. You're not going to make a mistake with any of these smokers. There are benefits and drawbacks, compromises to all of them, but they're all really good pits. So keep that in mind as we do this comparison. So this one, I have the damper on the stack completely wide open, and I have the door cracked about this much. And that seems to run pretty evenly across the board. When it comes to the temperature, this thing tends to read a lower temperature than what's actually happening at the grate. So typically I reduce the cooking temperatures by 50 degrees from what I would normally do. So if I want to cook at 275, I let both of these gauges hit about 225 and I get similar results. If I want to go low and smoky, I keep it between 180 and 200. But that's how this pit likes to run. Let's move on to the Goldie's Pit. So the Goldie's Pit has a retail price of $4,200, so in the same ballpark.
It's 42.50.
There, and the way I have this one set up is I have the damper 75% closed. Johnny from Goldie's told me that's how he likes to run the pit.
That's true. I do like having my damp. This really goes for any smoker, but I like having my damper all the way closed. I like things smoky, and I like the heat getting trapped in the smoker. So when you have the damper closed, or when you have a wide open damper, the heat just goes zoom. You know what I'm saying? Like right from right here to zoom all the way up there, and then you close the damper 75%, it goes zoom, it kind of comes back around and then goes up. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stuck. All the heat's trying to go up it, but it's stuck. So then it kind of starts filling up the whole smoker, and you get a nice even uh, cooking area right here. But when the thing's all the way open, you know, it just goes zoom right up to the top, like boom. You know what I'm saying? Like that. But when you got the 75% close, like I said, it just comes in and then it you know it gets to the front, but then it's you know it's so close it's not being able to let go up. You know, it's not going up, so then it starts to get trapped in the smoker, and it starts like circling back and filling up the whole thing with heat, you know, and now it's cooking real even. But when it's wide open, it's zoom right at the top. So that's why I like to do that 75% close.
And I have the firebox door cracked, and we're running between 325 and 350. Lastly, let's move on to the Franklin Pit. The Franklin Pit has a retail price of $5,150. That includes shipping. And this one, there's nothing to adjust on the stack because there's no damper at all. And the way
No damper.
I have the firebox set up is I have the door
It doesn't matter how you have it set up.
basically closed, but it's not locked in place.
Yeah.
In my experience, this has been the easiest backyard pit to run. It requires less adjustment, and there
This does make sense. I do get what he's saying. It probably is the easiest one to run because there is just unlimited amount of airflow. I mean, you can't close the damper, you can't close the door, you can't really do anything but put wood in there, and then that's pretty much it. Just throw the wood in there.
are fewer adjustments that you can make. So it's a good thing that the way it's set up works so well. Let's take a peek. So what I'm noticing here is big shock next to the firebox. There's a hot spot.
Okay. These aren't looking too bad. 325. I mean, these aren't looking too bad, really. They look kind of good, honestly. I mean, like some of these look like yummy. But I did eat one when we did the biscuit test, and they were super gross. Like they really taste like super smoky. It's really gross. Don't do this. Don't eat them.
But also for all of these biscuits, what I've noticed is the side that's facing the fire is definitely cooking faster. It's browner, and you can tell that it's
What this one has? What? How many did he put on here? 8, 12, 16, 19. It's a lot. It's a
moving
lot.
along in the cook more quickly. On the top rack, we have kind of similar results to the bottom, but less severe. So the top rack actually cooks more gently than the bottom rack,
What?
at least on this half. Then again, we are cooking really hot. These aren't really barbecue temperatures, so the airflow is going to be a little bit different. But
Barbecue temperatures, whatever you got to do. You got to do whatever you got to do.
if we look at one of these ones that's close to the firebox, we can see both the top and bottom are getting a lot of heat. So I would suggest probably running the damper halfway closed, and you can reduce the speed of the airflow and make it cook more gently. But this is really hot in my hands, so I'm gonna put it back down.
So he's saying that when you, yeah, that's what I'm saying for real. So he's saying, um, that when you open the damper, it cooks more gently. Um, but I think so. He's saying when you open the damper, it has more airflow, it cooks more gently. That's what he's gonna say with the Franklin pit later on. But really, when you close the damper 75%, and you have like a good amount of meat on, even like a one brisket, two brisket, what I was talking about earlier when I said like that it traps the heat in there, um, it also traps the humidity. The humidity is also being sucked out when the damper's all the way open and the door can't be shut or the damper's all the way open, like I said. So it's also sucking out all the humidity. And when you close it at 75%, you trap a lot more humidity. Things tend to turn out a little bit softer and a little bit juicier. That's a good tip for y'all. Hey yo, those
All
other
right,
ones are
on to the
good.
next pit.
Let's go. I think he's doing something wrong. Like my biscuits would never look like this. But let's see what he says.
All right, here we see right in the center, it's hot, but everywhere else is pretty even. Looking pretty good. Pretty pleased with that.
Pretty pleased. That's a damn near perfect biscuit. It's a little toasty. It's a little toasty, but that's right by the pipe, right by the pipe where it comes in. He's also at 325. He's also at 325. So, but I mean, shit. I would probably eat it, but this one's looking good. These are looking good back here. That's like barely burnt, honestly.
Okay. Now we have the Franklin pit.
8?
And this edge right here is a little more brown, not black. And we've been cruising at 350 on this pit. These are cooking nice and gently, nice and gently. And the ones right by the stack
Oh, there's
are
10. There's 10.
just a little more brown. So
Yeah, they're
initial impression is it looks like from here to the stack is good cooking space. So
yeah, I would. I mean, I've cooked on the Franklin smoker. I think I wouldn't say all the grade is use on or all the grade is usable, or just like the Goldie smoker. I don't think all the grade is usable, but you're looking at just a really small grade, pretty much. I mean, you could fit like maybe two, three biscuits on or three briskets on there. See, I'm even messing up now, but yeah, I mean, I think it'll. Look, my experience with the Franklin smoker was I did one brisket on it, and it took me about like 16, 17 hours. Um, and that's because you can't really trap any heat, and the heat just zooms by it. But I'm not dogging this design. I'm just saying it. I mean, it is easier as a consumer to run fires. It probably is easier. Is it as efficient? No, because you can't control anything. But if you're trying to do one, two briskets in the back, and you're kind of lazy, and you just want to, you want to always see a fire rolling. This is a good smoker.
almost the entire grade is usable. And it looks like it's pretty even all the way across. And I think the slightly darker color
Pretty even.
color for the ones on the end right next to the stack is because it's pulling that hot air down. And so what you get is pretty even cooking from one end to the other. So pretty pleased with that. Let's check in on the volunteer one more time and we'll make our way through and come to final conclusions. One more time.
What the fuck was that? Okay, this one's looking, yeah, they got some burnt up, a little burnty right there. A little burnty. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. A little burnty, you know what I'm saying? But these look really good. These look really nice. Can y'all see my mouse? I'm hoping y'all can see my mouse because I'm like kind of showing what I'm talking about with my mouse. Yeah, a little burnt ski out there. Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so it looks like on this half of the grate we have pretty harsh cooking. On this half, it looks really.
Yeah, it looks a little harsh. They're barely burnt.
Really nice. But I think a lower temperature and maybe using the damper a little bit just to slow the airflow and have it a little gentler. And then we'll have a majority of this as good cooking space, and then pretty much the whole top rack as good cooking space. But the whole point of doing this is because we're after information. So we've got some good information here. And lastly, I want to take a look at the bottoms of these to see how harshly it's cooking on the bottom. So here, you still get some of that harshness on the bottom. Let's check this guy. Yeah, definitely
Looks good to me.
harsh on the bottom. It don't take a rocket surgeon. These are nice. These are nice and golden brown on the top. Just on that front edge again. So it's like the airflow is moving a little too much. It might be some radiant heat. But I think those are adjustments that are easily made. I talked to Brandon from TMG, and he runs the stack wide open. I think my preference would be for it to be about 50% closed.
Why? Hey, yo, shout out to the camera person. I mean, they're making these biscuits look fucking like, I don't even know. That looks good as shit.
7, 8, 19, 20. So final results for the volunteer. We put 32 biscuits on there. 12 of them were either burnt or partially burnt, and then 20 came out beautiful. So based on the temperature and then how we had the stack set and how we had the door to the firebox set, these are the results that we got. So I think if we adjusted some things, we could get to maybe 3 or 4 or 5 of these that are kind of a little bit toasty, and then the rest are going to end up nice. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty good. The shout out to TMG. I mean, this isn't bad. When we burnt those biscuits, people weren't a big fan, but he's doing it now. So I mean, people aren't freaking out for whatever reason, but I don't know what it is. We burnt some, everyone was pissed. You know what I'm saying? He burns them, no one cares.
for the volunteer with these settings, 37.5% burnt or partially burnt.
Did y'all hear that? 37.5% TMG, 37.5%. Keep that in mind.
But like I said, I think we could adjust that a lot. Looking at the Franklin pit, we've actually had the highest indicated temperatures on here, as high as like 375.
Jesus.
But this one's the gentlest cooking usually. So from what I'm seeing,
because I don't know what he's really talking about. Gentlest. I don't know if it's the gentlest, but I mean, the airflow is just so fast. It doesn't cook things very fast.
Right here, it looks like the only parts that got a little.
Holy shit, that's fucking toasted. That's fucking burnt.
Little crispy are the ones that are facing the fire right here.
That one's fucking unedible.
So let's get these off and do a little bit closer examination. 4, 5, 6, 7. For the Franklin pit, we had 10 biscuits on there. It also shows you that the pit is smaller.
Damn right.
But of those 10 biscuits, only 2, these 2 right here, had anything that was burnt, just on this edge. And to me, that's remarkably good. Now, of course, there's not a lot of.
Those are, I mean, to me, I'm looking at these 2 right here. Those are toast. Holy shit.
Space, but it's very gentle cooking because of how the air flows in there. Flows in that pit like a big offset would. And so instead of pulling the heat kind of across the grates like you would on the Volunteer, it allows the heat to go up top, move across the cook chamber, and then get pulled down at the stack end. So 2 out of the 10 or 20% had a burnt edge.
Remember that 20%, 20%, and then What was the other one? It was like 37 or something like that.
Right here.
Chat. What was the TMG percentage?
But none of them burnt completely, and 80% of them were prime time, beautiful barbecue weather, and I'm actually really happy with that. Now, let's check on the Goldie's Pit. All right, it looks like we have two right here in the middle that got pretty hot, but other than that, it looks pretty consistent for the rest of the grate. So let's pull them off,
That's looking
examine
pretty
these,
good.
and see how we did.
That's looking pretty good.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What's 2 divided by 14? Uh, 0.1, 56, 0.14, 14 point something percent.
0.1428.
Ever cringe at those tricky game ads? They show you a cool game, but when you download it, surprise!
So it is 14 point something percent.
Okay, so we're looking at 20% on the Franklin one, 37% on the TMG, and 14 on the Goldies. 14% on the Goldies.
I used to teach math to kids. They would be real disappointed in me if I got that, I got that wrong. Anyway, so 14 keep saying briskets. 14 biscuits on the Goldie's Pit, which gives you some indication of the size and the grate space. And we burned kind of two completely.
That's golden brown. That is golden brown. I don't know what he's talking. Dude, put that in the other pile. Put this one in the other pile. This one, it's golden brown. That is not burnt. That is golden
On the
brown.
bottom side, it's pretty burned on both of these.
That's golden brown. Put this one right here. Right here, buddy. That is golden brown.
You can see. And then we had 12 that ended up really nice. The bottom side of these looks
Perfect.
really good. So we had two kind of complete losses and then 12 really good ones. With the Franklin Pit, we had two with just kind of a crispy edge. And then the rest of those biscuits were really nice, and all the other ones were great. And then with the
Nah. I mean, great. I guess they looked okay, but there was two in the front that were fucking toasted.
volunteer, I think we had 12 that got a little
These are all golden brown.
crispy, and then 20 that were really nice. I've cooked really good food on all of these pits that I've been really happy with. So I think that's just a difference in airflow. So if you monitor the airflow and change it a little bit, then you'd get some different results. Also, it's kind of a result of how those thermometers read. I thought about running these pits at different temperatures so that I could get the best results possible in each, but that would involve running the volunteer at probably 250, running the Goldie's Pit at 325, and the Franklin Pit at 350. But then I realized if I run different temperatures, then it's not really quite the same test. So what I did was I had the damper set up on the volunteer like the builder suggested, and then I did the same with the Goldie's Pit, and there's no damper on the Franklin Pit, so that issue was solved for me, and I thought
You don't get a choice.
running the same temperature the whole time will be the fairest way to go about this test. Now, this isn't the be-all, end-all of barbecue pits, but it's just one piece of information that you can use when you make decisions about how you're going to run your fires in your pits and which pit you want to get, because let's face it, none of these pits are cheap. And
That's really true. That is really true. In all seriousness, I think in all seriousness, I think this test doesn't really do a great job of showing like which one was kind of the best, but it does show that they're all pretty good. Like I think they all worked out pretty well.
it's hard-earned money that you're investing into something that's going to last a long time, and I think having the most information possible is going to be helpful to you. So what have
I do think so too. I think he's gonna keep testing on these. So I'm excited to watch those. I don't know if he'll really like me reacting to him, but I am really excited to watch him. I mean, obviously, guys, I'm fucking around and just joking. Someone said that's cooked more than the Franklin one you said was burnt. Look, I'm just joking, man. Like, obviously, that one. Look, this one right here is like barely burnt. Like, not even close, actually. It's golden brown. Never mind. Forget what I was saying. Who cooks any barbecue at 325? You know, it is what it is. Like, you just have to. We did the biscuit test at 300. You know, so I think you can cook at 300 on the Goldie smoker, but you know, not for long periods of time. But we did 30 minutes at 300. I don't think did he say Chad? Did he say how long he did like how long these biscuits were on?
I concluded? Franklin Pit cooks really even. The Goldie's Pit has that little hot spot right in the middle.
Franklin doesn't have a hotspot, y'all.
But apart from that, cooks really even. And then the volunteer.
Okay, apart from that, it does cook really even. He is right. He is right.
Tier, I think if you adjust the damper and stuff, can cook really even. It has the potential to have a ton of great space where you can make really great barbecue. Now, those are my results today with the current weather, the current conditions, the kind of wood that I'm using. Your results might be different. So keep that in mind if you're trying to recreate this at home, and I suggest doing that. It's not too expensive to get a couple rolls of biscuits and do this test on your own, and you know where your hot spots are going to be. So I hope this information was helpful to you. If it was, hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. There's one glaring omission. That is a Workhorse 1975 that I.
That is true. I really wish you would have had this workhorse in here, man. That I feel like that's the you know, that's like our number one competition is that um is that workhorse 94. Is that that workhorse is really nice. I've never cooked on one, but I have seen it in real life. The door is really heavy. Chad, have any of y'all any of y'all have a workhorse? That door is fucking scary. Like, I'm not talking shit. Don't fucking start tagging primitive. I'm saying the door is heavy. It's a straight up fact. So relax. But that door is damn heavy. And but that does mean it's thick, you know. So you know, it holds heat really well, and it's like half the price of the Goldies. How the hell is he doing that? You know what? Tag primitive and ask him, what is he doing? How's he doing that? But anyways, I wish he would have had that workhorse 1975.
I have that my brother is currently using because he's starting a barbecue business.
This is wild. I didn't even know this. He hasn't even said anything. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, someone said a mill scale. I wish a mill scale was in here too. I should have loaned him mine, but heavy, but not that much. I guess that's true. The door is heavy, but I can open it with one arm. Okay, you guys are getting my ass. You guys are getting. You know what? The door's light. The door's light. This is wild though that his brother's opening a barbecue place or something. The door is heavy for wimps. All right, Willie. All right, Willie. Chat, ban him. Oh, is the volume really loud? Sorry, I was messing with my thing. You might have to turn the volume down, y'all. I'm kind of going off, but anyways, has he said anything else about this? I mean, his brother's opening a barbecue place. Where is he gonna open it at?
I would have loved to have done this test with that too. Unfortunately, it's not here for me to use, but I think there's some good information to take away from this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.
I think there was some good information. Overall, I'm kind of disappointed because I think he could have put like, first off, he should have put the same number of biscuits on every single one. Like I feel like that would have. I mean, I'm kind of grateful for it because obviously Goldie's won. 14% is better than 20% and 37%. But it would have been cool to see the same amount of biscuits on and then got a real test. But obviously, the Goldies and the TMG holds a lot more. So I mean, like you're looking at nine biscuits on the or 10 biscuits on each one. So that wouldn't really be that fair either. Because 10 biscuits on the Goldie smoker, I mean that's it's not really even worth the wood. But overall, what do y'all think of the video? What y'all think of what y'all think of the Goldie smoker or whatever? Or what do y'all think of the video in general? I kind of want to see what y'all think. I might read these comments a little bit. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. I'm not even. What did I say? Because I mean, I just said the door was heavy, and then look right there, fisherman. Chad just said Mad Scientist reviewed it himself and said the door was heavy. So go comment that on his channel. Let's see what the comments are saying. I want to see the Lone Star Grills biscuit test. I don't even know what the Lone Star Grills biscuit test. Lone Star Grills. I don't even know what that is. They did one on their own and looks like they cooked perfectly. I might have to check that out. Pretty good test. I think it is a pretty good test. Jeremy, did you cook with the damper fully open when we did our biscuit test? No, I think the damper was 75% close. Is the water pan always necessary? No, I don't think so. On the Goldie smoker, no, I don't think so. it just blocks that. It is if you are filling it up pretty high. You know, if you're doing like 6 biscuits or whatever, um, or like just if you're putting it, if you're loading it up, you know, um, oh, okay, fisherman. I'm sorry about that. I was talking about the comments, not yours. Oh, hell yeah, that made me feel so better. I got sad for a second. I was like, oh man, am I being mean again? But you know, thank you. Yeah, yeah. Get their ass, fisherman. The chat's acting up. Um, let's see. If you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. You know. Um, I have a Lone Star Grills offset. They're good. Okay, that's pretty. DM me a picture on Instagram. I kind of see. I would honestly like to see more biscuits on the Goldies and Franklin's Pit because going back to Derby's video, the Goldie's Pit held 55 biscuits. Insanely small hotspot compared to the rest of the smoker that I don't think is showcased well here. I don't think it's showcased well here either. He also has that different, bigger water pan in there. So, um, great comparison. Your videos on these cookers are useful. It's very hard to find useful comparisons. I think that's true. He is doing a great job as far as like backyard smokers and backyard cooks go. Um, he's the guy to watch if you're a backyard, you know, cooker. Really enjoying my workhorse in 1975. Was a toss up between it and the Fat Stack, but at the price, the 1975 won out. That's what I'm saying, dude. The 1975, dude, it's on a different level. Tag him and ask him. Um, how is he selling it so cheap? How? Des Muro keeps saying he doesn't like MSBBQ. Who? I don't know who that is. What is that? Oh, mad scientist. Des Muro, chill, dude, chill. You don't have to like him, dude. But we're watching. You know, we got to see what the biscuit test is all about. I got here late. Which one was preferred? Goldie's won by a mile. Like just, you know, obliterated the competition. Franklin Pit is especially impressive given that it is cooking wide open with no damper on the smokestack. Usually that means a lot of aggressive airflow, which is probably producing a lot of airflow that causes hot spots to be more aggressive. I think the Franklin Pit is really genius design with the water pan shelf that creates a pressure vacuum to pull hot air in and too. You know, when people start talking about pressure vacuums and stuff, dude, I just tune out. I'm torn between the Franklin Pit and the Goldie's Pit. Yes, they are expensive. I'm not able to have a pit built easily. Would love to see some sort of comparison with fire management between the two for a longer cook. I mean, you put you know, you put a biscuit on each one. You might see like in a long, you know, in a cook, um, in a longer cook, you're gonna see the Goldies probably get a brisket done in like 4 or 5 hours quicker. But you'll have an easier time maybe doing fire management on the Franklin Pit. But you know, once you get the Goldie's Pit down, then you know you're saving yourself 4 or 5 hours, and it's really not that hard. I couldn't help but notice the water pan baffle on the Goldie's Pit. Would the pan not being there have changed the 14.2.8? Nice video. Honestly, it might have went down to a 0.00. It might have went down to a 0.00. Honestly, that Goldie's Pit is looking better and better. Thank you, Ginger Kid. Thank you, Ginger Kid 920. Love the Franklin Pit and the design and how it is laid out, but I'm not sure it's worth the extra 1,000. This guy's this dude. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm his first subscriber, I think.
Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist.
Dude's a damn genius. Ordered my Goldies yesterday. Let's fucking go. Can't wait to see the videos and get more info on how to cook on it. I already liked it. Not a single. Yeah, look. Donnie knows. Not a single bit of char on the Goldie's biscuits. He saw it. It was golden brown. Sorry, I'm reading these comments. Keep doing these, Jervy. Love the content. I do like the I do like live reacting to these. I think it's a lot of fun. The Ginger Kid in here? I mean, what is he gonna see? What is he gonna think when he sees the sub? Just wanted to say thank you. Getting the workhorse 1975. Like I said, I don't think that's a bad idea. Have you considered doing tests on the average person smoker well under 1,000? Maybe. I kind of want to do that one day, but would love to see how it compares to the 1975. Is the Goldie's really better? I need to, I need to see it too. I think he goes and tells his brother, "Look here, brother, I need this 1975 back. I gotta compare it to the Goldie Smoker." I'm not surprised that the Goldies has a blowtorch down the sitter. That pipe joining a flat plate isn't great for airflow, huh? Oh, okay, okay, okay. Now I get where he's getting this from. Aaron talked a lot about smooth transitions for airflow and this designing of pit video. If it bailed out and encouraged hot air to spread out across right wall, it'd be a lot more barbecuing space. That said, it can be handy to have a hot spot like that if you're wanting to hot and fast something. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. I get what he's saying. I thought it was going to be a lot worse. I thought he was going to start talking about thermodynamics and shit. I want to see this on a reverse flow. That would be cool. Great information, liking the Goldie's pit. Wonder why they didn't position the opening above the grate level to eliminate that hot spot. Perhaps it would hinder airflow. Wonder why they didn't position the opening above the. Well, if you put the hole up above the grate, then it's just what's stopping it from just going right across the top of the smoker. You know what I'm saying? Like, when does it come down to the grate? You would have to be at like 90% close in the damper. You want a little bit of bottom heat. Like you want something cooking the food from the bottom too. If you're cooking on a smoker and you don't see a bunch of color on the bottom, then it's not cooking efficiently. So Franklin's biscuits didn't really have much color at all. So you can kind of tell that the airflow is just like just zooming out of there. I'm saying like we put it right across the grate because you want it to go down and then come up basically. But we have a 90-degree angle from the hole into the grate, like it's like this, and it shoots the airflow up and down like that. So it comes out of the hole going like that. Aaron Franklin is oh shit. Would love to see mill scale fat stack and Shirley fabricated out. Yeah, that should be true. That would be cool. I don't smoke biscuits, so I don't care. Yeah, I mean, obviously that's true. But let's see. It would have been interesting to see the test done on a smokestack smoker as well. I think he's talking about a fat stack. Smoked biscuits, yum. What'd you use? Hello Lowry's? Okay. What the smoker will not behave the same way when they are filled with meat instead of biscuits. That is somewhat true. Having plenty of room in the smoker would have been my first priority. Smart guy. If choosing between these, no chance that I would have paid the most for the smallest of them. You've earned a sub.
Hey guys, welcome to Mad Science.
I wonder if Goldie's Pit could eliminate the hotspot by installing that elbow a bit higher in the cook chamber instead of right at grate. I think I just answered that. It would be good to the workhorse pits as they are designed to keep even heat. I mean, yeah. I like the bacon. The bacon. I like the bacon test that Bradley did. I don't know why I said it like that. A tasty test indeed. Does the design? Does the design of the Goldie's Pit produce airflow the same as a traditional offset? Yeah, it should. It seems the food would immediately around the hotspot would not get consistently enough fresh airflow. What are you talking about? It seems the food immediately around the hotspot would not get consistently fresh airflow. It should be getting. It should be getting flow. Should be getting flow. Damn. Was hoping for the primitive pits. Yeah, that would have been cool. I've come to the conclusion a rotisserie smoker is the future if you need to produce a lot of consistent barbecue. Okay, where's this guy going with it? The big restaurants already know this, and even the smaller restaurants already know this. Just go investigate for yourselves what they're doing. I have. So now we're talking about smaller quantities. But 5,000 is a lot. I get it. So are offsets going extinct? No, but I believe becoming a niche, like records on a turntable and 60 car restorations. Of course, always be on the market for such, my catering event, but yeah, I think he is. I think he is onto something, right? I think he's onto something. Rotisseries are about to blow up. They're about to blow up. I love our rotisserie. I fucking love it. But the Goldie's offset is the most offsetty is offset. You know what I'm saying? The meat is actually offset from the fire. It cannot be seen on a backyard smoker. Like, let me see. See why those biscuits are golden brown? It's because, I mean, that's basically direct heat. So you're talking about a backyard smoker that can only fit 10 biscuits. I mean, the fire's right here, and the brisket is, right here. So like, we're talking like 2-3 feet of offsettiness. That's damn near direct heat. Damn near it. Um, I'm gonna answer some of you guys' questions. I'm trying to see what else. Maybe I'll click on his chicken video and kind of just. Y'all want me to review his or watch his chicken video too? I kind of want to watch his chicken video. All I want is for it to taste good. Yeah, I agree. Let me see. How you doing, Derby? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. This is a lot of fun. I like this live reaction stuff. I'm kind of bad at just keep on talking and talking and talking, but um Fat Stack is in serious trouble. I've seen some stuff. Seems like he got a lot of orders, but can't seem to get them out. That's unfortunate. Derby, I know you can control and have dirty smoke as I need on the meat with the Workhorse 75 at the beginning of the cook. Can you do that easily on the Goldies? Oh yeah, yeah. You can fill it up with dirty smoke. Absolutely. If you had waited just a little, I would get a Goldie's Pit. What do you mean? You still have time. Dude, your rotisserie machine is a freak. Is that a good thing? Do you get the same bark? Where's this chick? Where's this chick? I want to try to maybe play his chicken video while. What? I could have sworn his chicken video is up. Let me see. His chicken video is not here?
Now streaming on Hulu.
I'll try to have something planned, while I'm talking. Oh shit.
What are they doing letting us in a place this nice?
Oh,
Guys, I need you.
Hey guys, welcome to Mad Science.
Let's see. I think all the pits shown are good. I agree. It's whatever you get used to, and I would be proud to own any of them. I wish I had the room. I totally agree, Fisherman. I think they're all good. If you had any of them, you're in good hands. How Has there been any thoughts on Goldie's offset pellet smoker or vertical cabinet smoker? No, not really. I don't know anything about that. I'm not gonna do anything that I don't know how to do like good. Like I've never cooked on either one of those, so how could I make one? You know, or either has Lane or Jalen or anyone. I don't know anyone that has a lot of experience on pellet smokers or cabinet smokers really. Well, what y'all think? Did y'all like the live reaction? I wasn't too mean, right? I think I missed a bunch of